Yes, the live stream meeting is being live streamed. Yes. All right, let's do it. Setting up for the live. Here we go. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. All right, we are live today. Welcome. Hi, I'm Ciara Rubin. I am a spiritual teacher. I am an intuitive guide. I teach intuition development and activation for light workers, healers, tarot readers. And today we are going to dive into a 3-card reading. I'm actually thinking about doing something really fun with these and letting you guys call in, having one person call in per week that I can do this reading for live. So that sounds really, really fun. And I'll think about how I can set that up to do that. In order to be part of that, though, you will need to be part of my email community. So I'm going to go ahead and drop the link here. Let me grab it real quick for my 5-minute tarot guide. So that you guys can be part of the email list and stay tuned for your opportunity to get a reading live from me. So there it is, and it's in the chat and I'm going to pin it there. But that would be really fun. So you would need to be on my email list, and then I would send you the link to the Zoom meeting. That's how I live stream here. And then you would join for through the Zoom and ask your question live, and I would answer it live. I think that would be super fun. Make sure you like this broadcast if you haven't already. And if you're watching this on replay or catching it live, make sure to subscribe to the channel. It really, really helps grow my channel and helps to spread this message of unity and sovereignty that I want to share. So thank you so much for being here. Let's go ahead and shuffle. Let's go ahead and shuffle the cards. Today, after our reading, we're going to be talking about spiritual teacher integrity, and which is, making sure that, well, I'll dive more into it when we talk about it, but spiritual teacher integrity, and how to have discernment with spiritual teachers and gatekeeping and gatekeepers. We're going to talk a little bit about starseeds and what it's like when you don't, whoa, we had one come out and then a lot more fly out. All right, we're going to trust that one too. We're going to talk about that when you don't feel as at home on this planet as you might like, and then just see where we go from there in our 30-minute time block. So, all right, we've got our 3 cards for today. So the first card, the basis of the situation. This is the Simple AF tarot spread that I teach in that 5-minute tarot guide that I posted the link for either in the description if you're watching this on replay, or the comments or the chat. Search all the places. But in the basis of the situation, we have the Wheel. This is a card, the Wheel of Fortune. This is a card of good fortune. This is a card of things moving forward. So since we're seeing this in the basis of your situation, it means that things are moving forward. Your manifestations are moving forward. Things are set into motion. I'm hearing that your desires and the things that I'm hearing you've been actively manifesting. You've been actively manifesting things. You've been wanting to move something forward, wanting to bring something into your reality, and it is happening. It's already set into motion. Sometimes I know I can get a little worried about this. Let me know if you resonate in the chat or in the comments below. It's like, I worry that, okay, I want to manifest something, and then I feel like it's on the right path. I feel like it's coming, but then it's like, I'm afraid, like, oh, well, can I still do something to mess it up? Like, am I, needing to be high vibe all the time? Am I needing to do everything possible? And like being really hard on myself, like, oh my gosh, I don't want to mess this manifestation up. So what my guides are telling me is that there are, in the early stages of manifesting something that you want, that is a possibility. But once the things are set into motion, it's really, really hard to reverse that manifestation. So I'm hearing that because we're seeing the Wheel of Fortune right now, it means that what you've been desiring and what is for the highest good and for your highest good, the highest good of all, is going to manifest. Like there's no way to mess it up at this point. There's no way to reverse the process. And I'm feeling that it is something good, especially because in the present position, we have the Six of Wands, which is a card of victory, a card of rising up, a card of being seen and celebrated and recognizing the light and the creativity and the power of your manifesting abilities. So that shows me that it's really, really good and that it's coming soon. And because this is the Wheel of Fortune, this is card number 10 out of 21 in the major arcana. We're still sort of in the middle of it. Like, yes, what you want, there's no return. It's definitely coming to you. There will be a victory. This is what you need to know right now. And I'm feeling like it's coming soon. And yet it's only the halfway point. You know, the Six of Wands is also just past the Five of Wands, and there's Ace through 10 in the minor arcana. So though the victory is set into motion, there's no way you can mess it up. It's coming soon. When it comes, we're only like at the halfway point. This is only half of what you're capable of. This is only halfway through this next cycle that you're moving through on your way to the world, in this case, in the majors, or perhaps the 10 of Wands in the wand suit in the minor arcana. So I love that. That's interesting. And then in the future position, or the call to action, we have the King of Pentacles. So this is excellent news in terms of money, in terms of standing on your own 2 feet, in your own, stepping into your own when it comes to money, stepping into your own when it comes to abundance, when it comes to just feeling like you have made it, feeling like you have earned it, feeling like you have arrived. And it's always, as always with manifestation, it's act as if. It's, feel it and then it appears, right? So feeling as though you have made it and looking for the evidence of that, feeling as though you've made it financially and looking for the evidence of that, creating the evidence of that, that is going to be really, really important in making this happen faster, bringing this victory even faster, even though the victory is coming and there's even more coming your way because we're only halfway through. This King of Pentacles is reminding you that the masculine energy within you is powerful and it's nothing to be afraid of, because even if with the patriarchy, or feeling like you've abused your masculine energy in the past, or maybe not feeling as comfortable leaning into your masculine because of the connotations that come along with it, or being afraid of going into hustling too much, that this is an indication that this is a king. This is mastery. So he has achieved balance. He has achieved mastery in that. So it's helping you to feel confident in that you deserve it, that you're worthy of it, that the balance that you have achieved is absolutely perfect for where you are right now. And I wrote a song, I forget, I don't even know the name of it anymore because I've named it so many different things over the years, but it has a lyric that says, it's kind of funny. I thought you were a star, but be where you are, and I love you. So that's coming to my mind. It's like, be where you are. There is a victory. The wheel is turning. There's no going back now. The good thing and the big thing, the money that you're wanting to manifest, it's coming your way. There is a victory coming your way, and yet you're only halfway there. There's so much more abundance and money coming for you. And own it, act as if. And I think it's really interesting because a lot of tarot readers, they get really hesitant and wishy-washy when they start seeing money coming. And you have to remember that with any reader or healer, that the message that they're bringing to you is directly related and coming through their filter. So if they are feeling hesitant or wishy-washy, they're not fully believing it, they're not really acting as if when it comes to the money part of it, then they're going to feel that and they're going to bring that through in their reading. Because I see so many readers giving a reading or giving a financial reading, and they're like, oh, I see money coming, but it could be love. It could be another kind of abundance. Abundance comes in many forms. You know, they kind of disclaimer themselves almost to make sure not to disappoint you if the money doesn't come, but also it's a sign of not being sure, of not really trusting themselves and not really believing that the money is coming for you or for them. So please take this strong belief and this calling my shot, calling your shot that the money is coming. There is money coming. And if you choose to believe that or not, that's up to you. I believe it. I'm acting as if I see the evidence of abundance all around me. I feel as though I have made it, right? I know that I've made it, and that in and of itself is not going to prevent more from coming to me. So take that. And that's today's reading. And then let's talk about gatekeeping and spiritual integrity. So this topic comes from me personally. I personally recently had an experience with this that I will share. And I also I've had many experiences like this. So I have a couple videos on my channel talking about gatekeepers and talking about the integrity of spiritual teachers and how to tell where your spiritual teacher is coming from in terms of that. So really quickly, from my perspective, what a gatekeeper is somebody who is holding on to information and keeping that information hidden, except for from a few special selected few people. All right. And I believe that this is a practice that has served us, a practice that is the path of least resistance. Now, back in the day, it was important to keep information like that secret because you could be killed for it, because it was, sacrilegious or counter to the belief systems or the power structures of the day. So places and things like mystery schools and secret societies were very important and needed in order to preserve the information coming from Atlantis and Lemuria or Mu. It was important to keep that information alive by keeping it a secret and keeping it sacred and using fear to do so in a way. But now times have changed. This is the information age. This is the new age of transparency in spirituality. The age of sovereign spirituality is rising. And so it is time to allow this information to come out to everyone and anyone who wants to receive it. And so when people are still practicing gatekeeping, it's not serving humanity anymore, because we need to be able to look at our deepest fears. We need to be able to look at our deepest power. We need to be able to look at our brightest light. We need to be able to see and process it all. And the universe will never give you more than what you can handle. Source will never give you more than you are capable of processing and handling. And so it's really, really important that as a spiritual teacher watching this, or taking a look at the spiritual teachers that you are involved with, that you are learning from, that they are maintaining this integrity of revealing the information to you and revealing their truth to you from a place of integrity. So that's a little bit on what gatekeepers are. And now spiritual integrity. So there will be people, and there are people out there, and who they feel as though they're doing the right thing. They feel this attachment to the mission, and they feel there's a shadow as well, where they want to be very special. They want to have the breaking news spiritually, so to speak. They want to feel like they are doing a real difference, and it's almost like they feel as though they alone or they and a few select people are responsible for bringing the awakening and bringing light into certain areas. And so there's a lot of different ways that this can manifest, through people believing or being part of, secret societies, or releasing information from secret societies, and feeling very special, feeling very chosen and gifted because of that. And I encountered one of these people. I'm not going to name the name, but I encountered one of these people recently. I've encountered many of them throughout my life. So there's a couple of, throughout my spiritual journey, I would say. So there's a couple of different ways this manifests. And one way would be that the spiritual teacher will create many barriers to the information that they have to share. So that could be spiritual barriers, but it really a lot of times has to do with money. Like they will create a business model that is set up in a hierarchy. They'll create a business model that is set up in levels, where you have to pay to get the first level of knowledge, which isn't really that much, which maybe provides a small transformation for you. But they put a lot of hoops that you have to jump through, and a lot of levels. There was a teacher that I encountered very early on my journey that structured their business this way, where you would have to pay to get just their basic stuff. You'd pay for that, and then you'd pay for the next level, and then you'd pay for the next level. And that in and of itself isn't necessarily wrong or out of integrity, but I believe that it's really important to share the information that you are giving in your paid course for free. And then what you are selling is the actual transformation, is helping that person walk through that transformation every single step in the order that you know that it needs to be done in. Now, instead of just saying, remember who you are. I've got this special information. Learn how to heal yourself, but pay $500 for this level, and $700 for this level, and $1,200 for this level. And even at that level, you can't become a teacher yet because you have to have 500 hours of this experience. And you can't, it creates a codependency with the information. It creates a codependency with the spiritual teacher. It's coming from a place of lack on the part of the spiritual teacher, and a fear that the student will move on to another teacher. It is definitely that. And so the teacher then creates and just gives tiny bits of information at each level of initiation, you could say, to keep the student hungry and to keep the student fed in to their teachings and their teachings alone, to a point where you feel that you need that teacher's teachings, that you need to pay all the money and ascend all the way through their different levels of their work in order to receive the full activation. First of all, you receive your own activations. You are activating yourself. Okay. They are not activating you. If they claim to be able to activate you, or, oh yeah, you have an activation coming, you need to come to me so that I can activate you. No. They facilitate that activation. They are not activating you. You are activating yourself, and they are simply guiding you through that activation. It's the same with a healer. No one can heal you. If you go to someone for a healing, they are just guiding you through that healing. You are healing yourself. Okay. So that's a really important point to note. Hello, everyone. I can see all of you who are watching right now. Please say hi in the chat so that I can say hello to you. Make sure to like this broadcast and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And if you're not on my email list yet, I mentioned at the beginning of this broadcast that I want to start doing these tarot readings live for you guys here on YouTube. And so I want to bring one person per week in to ask your question live. And so the only way that you'd be able to do that is if you are on my email list, so that I can communicate with you through that. And so make sure to grab my tarot guide right there that I posted in the chat. I pinned it to the top, and then I will also post it in the comments in the description of the YouTube video once it's on replay. So Spiritual integrity. Yes. So that's one way that I've noticed is using the levels and the money and all the different courses or whatever in order to do that. And it's coming from a place of lack. And then there's another one where another way I've seen it manifest, and I saw this very recently and fell down a rabbit hole with it myself. I'm still getting tested. I'm still like making sure, and my soul, my higher self, my guides are making sure that I'm staying in integrity and that I'm using discernment when I'm encountering different spiritual teachers. So they will, this will happen where they're either a channeler, which is very much a real thing. They're either a channeler so they're channeling like a collective of some kind. They're channeling, tapping into a vein of a certain galactic race or a certain galactic frequency, like Sirius or Pleiadian or Orion, Lyran, you name it. The different star systems and lineages that we know about. So they will, or they will claim to be, and most likely are, at least at the beginning of their journey before the fame part comes, certain extraterrestrial beings, certain extraterrestrial races, hybrid races, things of that nature. So they will either be a channeler or they will have a connection with someone or be sought out or chosen by someone who is in some type of secret society that maybe has existed for a long time, that they are getting special information from. And so this will happen. And it, like I said, channeling is real. And these secret societies, I know they exist. I know that they are real. And yet it's very important. It's very imperative to really use your discernment and keep your wits about you when you are encountering this type of information and these types of people who are sharing these informations, these types of people who express, or you sort of get the inklings that they feel that they are chosen, that they're being chosen by someone, they're being chosen by something or someone special, by something secret and powerful, that because that specialness can very easily go to your head. And that specialness is very often coming from a place of ego. And how do I know this? Because I recognized it in myself. I've seen it in myself previously. So years ago, when I was diving deep into galactic consciousness and connecting deeply with some of my galactic guides and incarnations, and having many more extraterrestrial experiences that I'm having now that I'm more integrated, I felt very special. I felt very chosen. I felt very I was honored that I was a conduit to these specific types of information. And it's important to note that, yes, you may have connections and you may be directly channeling, Syrian collectives or Syrian beings. And yet, when you start naming those energies and you start sharing that you are a channeler of this specific energy or this specific being or this specific group, this specific entity, when you start to name that and you start to use that connection to draw people in, that's when it starts to become out of integrity. Because in truth, it doesn't matter where the information comes from. That is the difference between religion and spirituality, is that religion is focused on the messenger and spirituality is focused on the message. So when we start to name the messenger, we start to lose, there's a disconnection that happens slightly from the message itself. And we start to focus and create this adoration towards the messenger, i.e. the beings that you're channeling, the energy that you're channeling, the group or secret society that you're getting the information from. You as the channeler, you as the conduit, you as the messenger, start to become the focus more so than the actual message. So that's why it's really, really important that when you're channeling, you yourself can know Yes, I'm channeling the Violet Ray. I'm channeling Saint Germain. I'm channeling the Syrian Collective. I'm channeling this hybrid extraterrestrial race. I'm a messenger for this secret society. I'm a messenger for this ancient lineage. You can know that. But the minute that you start to share where or who that information is from is when it can start to turn out of integrity, because the focus starts to be on the messenger instead of the message. Does that make sense? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the comments your thoughts about that. Let me know if that makes sense to you, if you're understanding what I mean, or if you have more questions about that. Because I encountered a person like this very recently in the last, several days. And they almost had me hooked. They almost had me hooked in to continue going down that rabbit hole. And even now, the desire, the draw of it is very powerful. And yet I know, okay, I don't need to watch any more of this person's videos. He's sharing information that resonates with me because it's things that I already feel to be my truth, that I already know to be true. So I need to disconnect from this person. I need to disconnect from this spiritual teacher, because the focus is starting to become on the messenger instead of the message. When I was in Egypt, now, here we go. I'm about to contradict myself a little bit here, but maybe I won't. Maybe I won't tell you who the message was from, but it's a fun story. And it wasn't necessarily coming directly from them. So I'm going to be a little bit of a hypocrite right now, but just know that I'm acknowledging that. So I went to Egypt real quick. We got 2 more minutes in this broadcast. So if you have any questions or thoughts on what I'm sharing, please type it into the chat. So I went to Egypt in 2016 on spiritual retreat. I was there for 10 days and it was absolutely amazing. I had so many experiences that I will share, throughout these broadcasts and throughout the rest of my life. But there was one experience where I went into the Holy of Holies in a temple, and most of the statues have been removed, taken to private collections or to museums. But in this specific Holy of Holies in the temple, it's a room in a temple where usually only the high priest and high priestesses was a giant black granite statue of the goddess Sekhmet, the lion goddess, that was humanoid, walking on two legs. Hello, Laura, and with a lion head. And so this statue was there, and we did a powerful meditation, and I had an amazing vision while I was in that temple. And in the vision, I was given a message, a download that I am here to share. And the message and what she said to me there was several things she said, but the thing that she said that relates to this topic of spiritual integrity, she said, "You are chosen because you choose. You are chosen because you choose." So it's really important that when you're encountering spiritual teachers, that if you see that they are in any way, whether it's peripherally or directly, or through some of their words, through some of the things that they're writing in the book, or things that they allow that the people, well, they can't really control what people say about them. But if they refute or don't refute, if they feel that they have been chosen, if they feel that they are chosen ones, if they feel that they are specially selected for certain things, it's important to watch out for that, because that is coming from a place of ego. Because what Sekhmet said to me is that you are chosen because you choose. Anyone who chooses to step into their calling, anyone who chooses to own their status as a starseed, to own their status as a light worker, that is the reason why they are quote unquote chosen. They are chosen because they are choosing. The choosing is in the choosing. The choosing is in the chooser. Wait. You are chosen because you choose to step into your calling. You are chosen because you choose to share your message, because you choose to not blend in and stay quiet with the rest of the people who are choosing not to step forward. Okay. You're not being chosen is not about being special enough or not special enough, or worthy or not worthy. You are chosen because you choose to step into your calling, because you choose to remember who you are. Laura says, very true. I agree. I feel ya. Yes, I love that. So this was a great broadcast. Again, if you arrived later on and you missed the tarot reading, make sure you watch the replay to watch that. Make sure to like this video if you haven't already and subscribe to the channel. Would love to have you as part of this community. Tap on the subscribe page link there to grab my free 5-minute tarot guide. It will have you reading any tarot card from any tarot deck within 5 minutes with accuracy. It's called the Accurate AF Tarot Guide, and to join my email list so that you can be chosen, so that you can choose to step up into getting a reading here on this channel live. Thank you so much for being here. I love you today.